Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim McGonigal. The number of coronavirus cases in Montana remains unchanged tonight at 478, and it's been over 6 weeks since the last case of COVID-19 was reported in Lewis and Clark County. As the county looks to phase 2, health experts are reminding people to stay the course in limiting the spread of the virus. Lewis and Clark Public Health anticipates following the governor's plan for phase 2 of reopening beginning June 1st. County reopening criteria is based upon testing and medical treatment capacity, number of COVID cases, and public compliance with COVID guidelines. Phase 2 comes with the lifting of the mandatory 2-week quarantine of people visiting the state. Lewis and Clark County Health Officer Drenda Neiman says more visitors is certainly a concern.
It does put us at a little bit more risk in our state, and I anticipate that we'll see some cases come because of that. But I think we really need in our county and across the state to really pivot to individual responsibility and just stay vigilant and remember our good practices.
Public Health would also like to remind everyone that we're still under Phase 1 restrictions this Memorial Day weekend. People are asked to continue social distancing, practicing good hygiene, and avoiding groups of 10 people or more. Well, Glacier National Park officials announced earlier this week that the plan is to reopen the park in early June. Park Superintendent Jeff Mao told MTN that the reopening will be in phases, but it won't be that far off from what you would see in a normal year. There will be signs and barriers reminding people to keep space between them and others, but it will be largely up to the visitors to socially distance themselves. Coronavirus restrictions made bringing in staff more difficult, and with heightened cleaning requirements for the park's facilities, officials are taking things one step at a time.
This is something the world has never seen before. So, yeah, it's an adjustment for all of us. And how we operate things like national parks, let alone movie theaters and other things, there's no clear-cut answer because we've never been down this path before.
Well, the unofficial start of summer is here with Memorial Day, but things are a little different for private campgrounds in Montana this year. MTN's Isaiah Dunk has more.
It's Memorial Day weekend, and as usual, it figures to be a busy weekend for those looking to get outside. For campground owners, though, the uncertainty brought by COVID-19 has changed their outlook on the weekend and the rest of the summer. Many spots are filled at Great Falls KOA, for instance, but owner Brandy Boatwright said it's not a Memorial Day crowd.
We do appear full, which we're very grateful for. There's a couple big projects going on in town that require temporary workers, welders, that type of thing, who stay month to month, and so we've been able to fill those spots, which has been great, and we hope they stay for maybe a little bit longer, but we really like the overnight guests because they're here to have a good time. It's not just a lifestyle.
Boatwright relies on travelers from Canada and those going to Glacier National Park, but many of her summer reservations have canceled. Luckily, Great Falls KOA has recently been able to open its communal bathrooms, which allows for cabin rentals and tent use, and hopefully a wider range of customers.
We're just doing all that we can to stay open and to keep people safe, and we feel like camping is a great solution to keep yourselves entertained, and we can help with that.
Out of town, Pruitt Creek RV Park and Campground near Craig is busy, but instead of the usual out-of-state and international travelers looking for world-class fishing and recreation, it's overwhelmingly locals right now.
Our park is normally out-of-state tourism. We'll have to be more diligent about locals coming in and utilizing our resources that we've never had to really experience before.
Lynch's Park is nearly full on RVs, but tent camping isn't open.
We're a small RV park, and we just aren't able to maintain our facilities more than what we have in the past.
As out-of-state travelers look to escape to Montana in Phase 2, Lynch expects the combination of tourists, locals, and restrictions to cause a space shortage in her area. She says anywhere you go this summer, call ahead first. In Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN News.
Well, today was an overall nice day. Besides the wind, our Storm Tracker weather team is here to tell us more. Grant Garland joins us. Grant?
All right. Hey, Tim, and hello, everybody. Yeah, it was a very windy day for us. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but we did see winds gust at around 43 miles an hour in Cut Bank, 40 in Great Falls, just shy under 30 in Helena, and 22 out in Lewistown. Now, overall, our sustained winds at the moment are 15 miles an hour out of the southwest in Great Falls, 20 in Helena, 31 though in Cut Bank. So yes, we are still looking at a breezy day, but the good news is that that is going to be changing. Radar shows just a few cloud cover, not really seeing any precipitation on the board affecting our viewing area. And we are seeing some showers and some small snowflakes out towards the west, out towards Continental Divide and south of Lewistown. But overall, it is going to be a nice end to our day. 58 in Great Falls, Helena, 59, Lewistown 61, and Fort Benton 63. And today's high here in Great Falls was 60 degrees, the record set back in 1919 when it was 97. That was also the year, Tim, that the Treaty of Versailles was signed, one of the most important treaties to end World War I.
All right, thanks a lot, Grant. Well, we know humans have had a tough time handling coronavirus, but what about animals? MTN's Lindsay Hyatt checked in with the McLean Cameron Animal Shelter in Great Falls to see how the state's shelter-in-place order has affected animal shelters like theirs.
When businesses closed to the public 2 months ago, the McLean Cameron Animal Adoption Center let the dogs and cats out.
We adopted out 23 cats and 7 dogs, and that last day we were allowed to be open.
Leaving them with only a few animals during the duration of quarantine.
Throughout the shelter in place, we were able to find homes for a few of our other animals. So when we reopened, we had 4 cats was all.
4 cats during birthing season? While the trend is unexpected, Van Worth says he's not kidding around.
Right now is typically our kitten season where the cats are starting to give birth. And we get a lot of those in, but we haven't seen any reports of kittens, so people are either stepping up in the community and taking care of those animals or finding an alternative for them.
Interestingly, while there's been a decrease in animal intakes, there's been an increase in animal interest.
I think a major reason is people do have a lot of free time now since they're sheltering in place or furloughed from work, so it's a great opportunity for them to spend time with the new animal and help them adjust to a home.
And in the next few weeks, the staff expects to see a lot more intakes.
I think a major reason is people do have a lot of free time now since they're sheltering in place or furloughed from work, so it's a great opportunity for them to spend time with the new animal and help them adjust to a home.
For those in need of some assistance caring for their pet, the Adoption Center now has a cat and dog food pantry for pet owners in need. While surrendering your pet is never the first choice, Van Worth says there will be plenty of prospective pet owners looking to give yours a happy home.
If you're looking to adopt a furry friend, the staff at the McLean Cameron Animal Adoption Center say the next few weeks are the time to do so.
In Great Falls, Lindsay Hyatt, MTN News.
And the City of Great Falls Animal Shelter is also now open to the public for animal intakes, adoptions, redemptions, and for animal licensing and permitting. However, the public must schedule an appointment for these services ahead of time. Walk-in space is limited, so those interested in viewing shelter animals are encouraged to call ahead to ensure there's adequate space to do so. The shelter's hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Well, we have an update tonight on the Rebound Montana Relief Fund to share with you. The fund currently sits at $145,192. That's thanks to the generosity of viewers like you, along with matching funds from MTN and AMB West Philanthropies. Remember, if you'd like to contribute to help Montanans financially affected by COVID-19, just go to KRTV or KXLH.com/relief. MTN and AMB West Philanthropies are matching the first $150,000 donated to Montana COVID-19 Relief Fund, which specifically benefits rural and tribal communities in our state. A contribution to any of the community funds is a way we can all help our fellow Montanans rebound. Montana election officials are reminding voters if they haven't received their mail ballots for the June primary, they should contact their local election administrator as soon as possible. In Lewis and Clark County, leaders say they had 1,600 ballots returned as undeliverable. And that typically means someone moved or they have their mail forwarded. But ballots cannot be forwarded. The elections office has also heard from a number of people who didn't receive ballots in the mail. Most of them had recently moved or are new to the county. Officials say you shouldn't hesitate to contact them if you have any concerns about your ballot.
Any issues, you didn't receive your ballot packet isn't complete, you make a mistake or you need a new ballot, we say contact us sooner rather than later, so we have lots of time to get it resolved and you have time to vote and get your vote turned in.
Lewis and Clark County officials recommend you have your ballot in the mail by next Tuesday or Wednesday to ensure it arrives before Election Day. And you can also hand it in at the elections office in Helena and election offices around the state through June 2nd. Well, coming up, walking to school is about to get easier for some Montana students. Details on a new project after the break.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. Pandemic or not, raising 5 kids can be a challenge. Now imagine doing it while remotely teaching 5 high school English classes. For one Great Falls woman, this has become her new normal.
Because the first couple weeks we were just running rogue and it was craziness. And
the Bohannon House in Great Falls gives a whole new meaning to the term homeroom.
We jokingly call ourselves the Bohannon Academy of Fine Young Men.
Rachel Bohannon and her husband Rob have 5 boys, ranging in age from a senior to a 2-year-old. Rachel, an English teacher at Great Falls High, never dreamed her living room would double as a classroom.
I'm expected to teach during the day, but I'm also expected to help all of these kids get their work done during the day.
She says the adjustment to remote learning was rough at first, from both a parenting and teaching perspective. Her family is fortunate to have enough devices for their family of 6. Others aren't so lucky.
Some of them are sharing electronics with their siblings, so they aren't available at a certain time to do a Zoom meeting. I have other kids who work during the day, so they do their work at night. I have kids that will send me things at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Her teaching day consists of grading, preparation, and talking to parents.
I've contacted more parents probably during this time than I have in almost 20 years of teaching. If this had happened when I first started teaching, I don't know how we would have done it.
That's in addition to the communication with students.
I might be reteaching the same thing 30 times instead of doing it one time to 30 kids.
Her husband works at Benefice, and he too has taken on a teaching role during his off time, focusing on their 3rd grader who gets most of his schoolwork through packets.
You know, he's still learning a lot of things, and so he needs a lot more sit-down help where the other 2 just need to ask me questions here and there. And so on the days that he's off, he's Grayson's teacher.
Although the learning style is different, Rachel says most parents have been supportive, and so is she.
I know my kids are being challenged. They're still learning new skills thanks to Zoom. You know, they're still learning some new math strategies. Even during this quarantine, their teachers are still doing things to make them feel special and make them feel wanted and to teach them. Yeah, family consumer science. We do it all here. Yeah.
Rachel says if remote learning becomes the new normal, schools need to be ready to transition to the online method quicker and teachers need to become more computer savvy. Well, construction is expected to begin early next month on a sidewalk that will connect Eastgate Elementary to East Valley Middle School in East Helena, significantly improving pedestrian travel for students. The ADA-compliant sidewalk will run the north side of East Lewis Street from the intersection of Lake Helena Drive near Eastgate School to the intersection of Oak Avenue near East Valley Middle School. East Helena Superintendent Ron Whitmoyer says this will be a significant safety improvement for students traveling between the schools.
The other option is to walk down the middle of Lewis Street from East Valley Middle School all the way over to Eastgate School, and that's just not great for kids. They need sidewalks.
MDT will also be making sidewalk improvements on East King Street and Montana Avenue near Radley and Prickly Pear Elementary Schools. Sidewalk construction may cause temporary single-lane closures.
Well, a warming trend is on the way. We are talking possible 80-degree temperatures by next Friday. We're going to have that as well as your Memorial Weekend forecast coming up right after this break. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. We have made it to the end of the work week. Amen. Amen. Now, we have seen a breezy day today. Not quite as breezy as yesterday, but still winds packing a punch. 43-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Cut Bank, 40 in Great Falls, down towards Helena, just shy of 30, and out towards Lewistown, 22. But sustained winds at the moment. Northwest winds at 20 miles an hour in Helena. Out of the southwest, 15 in Great Falls, Lewistown 9, Havre, west winds at 22 miles an hour, and out towards Cut Bank, 31 miles an hour. Outside, it looks beautiful if you're in the Electric City. Feels great too, 58 degrees, nice quiet skies. Out towards Lewistown, temperature 61 degrees, Helena 59, and Fort Benton 63. Elsewhere, we're looking at 56 degrees down in Bozeman. You head on up to Havre, 63, Jordan 73, nice and warm, room temperature too almost, and at 54 degrees in Cut Bank. Now, we talked about Great Falls already, but today in Helena, temperatures reached 60 degrees. The average is 9 degrees warmer though. The record set back in 1928, 86 degrees. Also, when Disney's Mickey Mouse first made his appearance in Steamboat Willie. Now, over the last 3 hours, we've been looking at really kind of calm conditions for our viewing area. The clouds are staying south of Lewistown, maybe seeing a slight shower or two, but I think that will be pretty good for the most part. As far as what's happening out towards Kalispell, cloud cover, trying to see a few showers, trying to make it over the Continental Divide, not really happening, seeing a few snowflakes too. Now, we are going to be looking at pretty much a nice setup, the same thing tomorrow. We're going to be waking up to sunny to mostly sunny skies. That low pressure, it's going to hightail on towards the Midwest. High pressure builds in by 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Notice that we are looking at possible scattered showers. I think that they are going to be, though, a few far in between, hit and miss. I don't expect for us to really see much of anything. That high pressure, though, as it makes its way into our area, notice that we're going to have a drying trend behind that, and that's good because that's what's going to be moving into our area on Monday. Now, you can always like and follow me on social media, on Facebook as well as Twitter and on Instagram. I'm on all three of those. As we head throughout the night tonight, we will see temperatures by 9 p.m. 49 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. By midnight, 42, dropping down to around 39 by 3 a.m. 6 a.m. temperatures 37 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Remember, though, those clouds should break apart tomorrow for a partly sunny day. For Helena, temperatures 53 by 9 p.m., mostly cloudy skies, continuing to fall down to 43 degrees by 6 a.m., 40 degrees, mostly cloudy skies as well. Tonight's lows, all in all, temperature is going to be in the mid to upper 30s for many of us, 35 in the Electric City, 38 in Helena, and 35 up in Cut Bank. Tomorrow, temperatures warming up still well below the average for this time of year, which is around 69 degrees. We're going to be at 57 in Helena, 59 in Great Falls, Lewistown 49, Havre 61, and Hayes 55. As we head throughout the weekend, we're going to start to see not only a warming trend, but we're going to stay mostly dry. Maybe a few hundredths of an inch of rain will fall in places like Helena, but again, it's going to be very minimum, not seeing much of that. Monday, Memorial Day, 72 degrees, partly sunny skies. Tuesday will be our next best chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And for our friends in Helena, too, we're going to be looking at pretty much a nice weekend. Temperatures warming up to possibly close to 80 degrees by Friday. Tim?
Thanks, Grant. Well, they may be small, but they remain a big, sweet treat during the pandemic. A Fairtime favorite isn't letting coronavirus slow it down.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 530 News continues on Montana's News Leader.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, plenty of businesses have found creative ways to stay open and busy. MTN's Tom Wiley shows us how one store and its owner are planning to help Phil avoid this summer.
Well, if you're anything like me, news of the state fair cancellation hits hard for a lot of reasons, but mostly the food. There are a number of staples you can only get annually at the Montana Expo Park, but luckily, a few businesses in town can help you get your fix. Randy Deck is the owner of Yogurt City off 10th Avenue, and like most places, the health guidelines of the COVID-19 pandemic have affected business.
Pretty severe, I guess you'd say. We've had a real big turndown due to the fact people aren't out, but we've been here, we've been open.
But luckily, the Deck family owns something else that helps draw people in. 3 words: mini donut stand.
Since 2001, I've kept it going. Farmers market, all the events downtown, the fair, just everywhere I can be.
Right now, it's opened up outside of the yogurt shop, and it's been essential for business during this economic downturn.
It really helps us with the yogurt area because I keep my employees with a job. I haven't let anybody go, and the donuts is just a wonderful addition for this hard time. The public has just been so overwhelmed and happy that I have it out here.
So if you need your fair fix, stop by. Donuts are just the start.
I've got the mini donuts, the fresh squeezed old-fashioned lemonade, and I think if the community wants it, I'm going to do the Texas Twisted lemonade. So come on down and get your fair food anytime you want.
Tom Wiley, MTN News.
Yogurt City are not the only Great Falls business providing a fair food fix. Brian's Top Notch Cafe is offering Fair Food Fridays with some of their fried specials. We'll be right back with a final check of weather.
Well, tonight we're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies. Same story tomorrow, partly sunny, temperatures 59, well below the average for this time of year. But check out these temperatures warming up. Our next system to bring us some rain will be Tuesday, and then Friday, 81 degrees. Really the same situation for our friends in Helena too. Looks to be a dry weekend, but then by Friday, temperatures getting close to 80.
Well, for many Montana kids, the school year started normal enough, but it's ending on a slightly different note. In Power today, kids celebrated the end of the year with a popsicle parade and party. They showed their appreciation for teachers, parents, fellow students, and a caring community for banding together during these strange times. Thanks to MTN viewer Kristen Vick and her 4 kids and 3 nieces for submitting the video. So, school year didn't end the way they thought it would, but they're making the best of it.
Cherry popsicle, I'll take one.
I'll take one too. That's all the time we have. See you at 10.